Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Tina. I have a friend with me today. Her name is Lexi. She's going to be giving us tips on how to use all of my products, the brushes. I've had a lot of requests asking me exactly how to use things, and I'm not a professional makeup artist. I could show you what I do on myself real quickly, but then Lexi's gonna make that look much better for us and expand on what I show you. Lexi?
I will be transitioning her to a nighttime look with the girls, or even just a date night, and we'll be using all of her products that she has been busy creating for us.
So what I'm gonna do real quick is just show you like what I do that takes me 5 minutes during the day. I use my number 2 blush. So I wanna show you that when you put these on, they are so pigmented, they are like, I always think, man, I look like a clown. But the good thing about it is, let me just get a little more of that on there. The good thing about it is you think you have so much on, and then all of a sudden you just keep blending, and they just blend right in with your skin. And then I just take my highlighter, whichever highlighter I'm gonna use. So I usually use number 4 with the pink, and I just stick some highlighter, you know, probably everywhere I shouldn't be putting, but I typically just kind of go this way with it a little bit. I just have been also taking my blush, same color blush I have on, I'm going right in my crease, putting it here. Then I took the highlighter, just went right, really, really close to the brow. You don't want too much down here. And then I just take a different brush, a really fluffy brush, and I just blend it all together. I either put one of my lip colors on or I wear my lip mask. All I have on right now is my lip gloss lip mask because it has a little hue of pink. I already applied my primer first so that we would not have to waste time on that. And I already applied my mascara. So that's the short version of it. Now I'm going to let Lexi perfect all of this for us.
Thank you, Tina. So kind of what she was saying with the blushes, they are very, very pigmented, so they're buildable and blendable. What is great about these is you only need a little bit when you're first starting out.
Real quick, Lexi, can I ask you a question? Because people have asked me this too. So do you prefer, like with these 3, like I use this for the concealer sometimes.
Yes.
To get in tight. But then should I be using this for the foundation?
No, so I normally, and I am a rule breaker. I don't follow anybody's rules when it comes to that.
There are no rules in my opinion about makeup. It's whatever works for you.
So I like the completely flat top.
Oh, okay.
It's easier to blend and work with.
With foundation?
And build, yeah. So a flat brush, I tend to notice, helps a lot, especially when you're just kind of blending. You always want to blend up and out.
Okay.
Never down and in, because it kind of pulls the skin in. And especially when the older we get, you want everything to be coming out and look more open.
I mean, you're not calling me older, are you?
No.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Or am I?
I don't know. I think you kind of sounded like you were. So when you put your primer on, do you use the brush too? Or do
you can.
Because I'm kind of just use my fingers.
So I do use my fingers.
Okay.
I actually use my middle and my ring, just because.
So you're gentle.
So you're gentle, exactly.
There's nothing gentle about you or me. Let's not even joke. All right. So.
Or sometimes I do use the brush that I'm using for the foundation, because you always want to put the foundation on over top of, obviously, your
Primer.
primer.
Okay.
Yep. So if we were doing that, I would have put that on first, and then sometimes I even work backwards. I'll do concealer first and then my foundation, so it has a little bit more blending.
I've done it that way too.
Yes.
Okay, so you can do it either or, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You can. So you just kind of take this and you blend it. I don't really like to come at right where the apples are. If
That's old school, people. You don't do the apples anymore. I'm aware of that.
Well, and if you're not sure where your apple is, all you have to do is smile, and it's right
do I
where
have an apple?
You do, and it's
You really do. I
I
do have
do.
good cheekbones. You have great apples.
Thank you. You can take a bite. So your apple will be right where your cheek is the thickest. What you want to do is you're just going to take and you'll blend going up and out, kind of giving that definition of where the cheekbone is.
Oh, you're so much danked here. Look, she's like, damn, damn, damn. I'm like, yes. Yeah, we're
It's
gonna
so
learn a lot from
pigmented.
Lexi. I'm glad you're here.
It's so pigmented, so you don't need a lot. You just want to build. Now, if you're going out, I definitely recommend a little bit more.
We're going out, like
Okay.
loaded up.
Perfect. So we're gonna make you the
Diva?
queen.
Okay, cool.
Queen of Ohio.
Divalicious here.
Yes. Or as a good friend of ours would say, Chica-licious.
If I'd have known, I would have busted up my wig.
So I just love to blend, and you can see that line that starts to come down. It gives it a natural definition of the cheekbone. Now, before I always do my blush, and
So real quick, I do have self tanner on my face. We're doing all these serums, doing all this stuff to take care of our skin. You really don't need to work all winter on your skin and then just get so much sun on in the summer. So I do have self tanner on my face that does not include alcohol. So that's where this color is coming from. This
No, that's
beautiful
awesome.
color.
I definitely tell people to stay away from any products that have alcohol in them because it is so drying to the skin. Especially when you get those sunburns, like I'm working off a sunburn right now on my face.
Yeah.
My nose is peeling, my skin, like everything. So you want to stay away from all those alcohol bases, so that's great. I will say that normally when you're going out, just because I'm such a fan of the blushes, I normally don't work with that first. Today I'll be using what I use it as the concealer. It's amazing. So it comes with a little pad that you just put right on your fingers, and then you just take it and you dab some of that product on there.
So it's a liquid coming up from the bottom. It's called cushion cream. It's really cool, actually.
It is. It's
and
amazing.
it actually comes with a refill with it.
This is actually what I used on mine today too.
I
to
love
get like that
I
brightness.
love this product. Just a matter of using it correctly.
Yes, so I use it for the concealer under my eyes. Today we are using natural. What we'll do is, I tend to bend mine a little bit. I just take it and I dab it right under the eyes and right into that inner corner.
Gently.
I actually have a really
Soft touch.
soft touch, yeah. People will be like, you can be more assertive. I'm like, I mean, I am.
There's no need to be, right?
So if you just look, this is just a little bit of product. You can see where it brightens up under that eye, whereas this side does not have any.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yep. Just something to kind of add, especially in the summertime. You want to look brighter. You want to look more youthful. Isn't that what we're all trying to do?
Amen, sister.
So I'll come over here. And we'll just blend going up and out. And that already right there gives such a youthful and summertime glow.
That does make a difference. That's crazy.
So this is again in number 2, natural color. And it just really kind of helps open everything up and makes you not look tired.
Yeah, it really does.
I mean, you could be out in the sun all day, feel exhausted, and look at that.
Yeah.
You already look like you're halfway ready to get out the door.
Oh, and just so you know, the reason I don't have my brows on, I've been doing a test on myself with the serums, how they fade dark spots and stuff. So I've just been using my serums right on my tattooed eyebrows. Guess what? It's totally lighting them up. There's spots in them that are missing. So the serums are definitely working on lightening and brightening.
I always use them around my brows too because I'm always nervous. I'm like, no.
It will lighten them
Yes.
and brighten. Yeah, I mean, not brighten, lighten
Yes.
your brows. Yep.
Oh, and the serums are amazing. I'm obsessed.
Thank you.
So normally if we were doing your look as far as like fall, winter, like that springtime look, then we would go in with our foundation.
Okay.
Again, we would use, I think we put it over here, yep. We would use this flat brush.
Okay.
Now, the brush that you've been using for your blush is totally fine. I tend to float more towards those rounded ones.
Okay.
Because it's easier to start blending that out then. So we'll just
Okay.
blend it out.
I need to label my brushes.
Got you.
Because it does make a difference using the right tools, right?
It does. I've never been one, like people will be like, I use my M6700 light square brush for this, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I just use a brush,
Right.
So I didn't really start getting into brushes for a long time because of that. Normally if I use like a highlighter, I'll use like more of like that fan brush just because it goes out a little bit more.
Okay.
So even like these ones are really great for your shadows. Which I'm actually going to use this with highlighter number 4 today. I'm going to use it as your base color on your shadow, but then I'm going to take the darker color of your highlighter, which is number 5, and we're going to make that your inner crease and everything.
Okay.
So that way it just kind of cleans everything up and also brightens it a little bit more.
And there's those too if you need a different color.
Oh, perfect. I love them. I'm obsessed with all of them.
The highlighters are fun.
Oh, I use the highlighter every day. So many people compliment me. I was just on a bachelorette party and everybody wanted to know where my highlighter was from.
So Lexi, they said, you know, a lot of people say like as you age, you know, I am 51, you shouldn't put shimmer in your eyes. What's the rule for that?
I
Because
don't
you're
agree
putting
with
some
that.
shimmer on there.
I think that shimmer looks good on everybody. It's about how you blend it out, I feel like.
Okay.
if you look at celebrities, I mean, J-Lo will literally walk out in a
Right.
full, like, she looks like a diamond.
Right.
So I really feel like it's about placement and product.
Okay.
Your products are very pigmented, which I like. And I am not one of those people who, if I don't like something, like, I am very honest about it. Yours is blendable. I can't say it enough. Blendable and buildable. It also doesn't crease, which I really, really like. Even if you're sweating or something, you don't get a lot of that
Right.
creasing in it.
Right.
So if you're careful about it and you're getting the right tones as well, I feel like tones is everything.
Okay.
If you're putting on a hot pink shimmer and your tone is not, it's more on like the cooler side or those blue sides, it's gonna look very, very different. That's why some people look good with blue shadow and others don't.
Okay.
So it's really about the tone. So what I did was I just took a little bit of that shadow, just a little bit, and I just came in and did it on the base of her lids. So if you look at that, it doesn't look overwhelming. It doesn't look like it's too
No,
much.
that looks really good. Which number was that?
This one is
Eyeliner
number 4.
That looks
Yeah.
good.
So then what I'll do is, I'll change the brush up a little bit, just because I like this angled one for going into like the inset of the eye right here and right in that crease. And we're gonna use your darker one, which is number 5. We just need a little bit. And sometimes I tap the edge too, get some
Yeah,
of that excess
right.
so you don't have
I go
fallout.
My husband's like, do you really have to blow that everywhere?
You're probably blowing away a lot of product.
Right. And I guess when you're working on someone else's face, it's probably not professional to blow on the brush. I mean, I'm just saying.
But they don't know, it won't hurt them.
I'm only doing it to myself, people.
Okay, so take a look at that. You can see where I built a little bit more
Yep.
in there. So you can do shimmer on shimmer. It really just is about placement, color, and then not overdoing it too. We don't want to be walking around
Right, that's what I'm afraid of.
with the white liner,
Right,
white shadow,
right,
yeah.
right.
So then we'll just go in here, build it up a little bit more.
And I've learned, I can't believe what a difference it makes if you just keep blending.
Yes.
Like if something looks wrong on my face, if I just keep blending with a brush, it's fine.
It does.
Same
It's-
with the eyes. If I just keep blending, go over it some more, do whatever. But the blending is like the biggest thing.
It really is.
Yeah.
And a little bit goes a long way. That's why
Right.
I love your products, because of how pigmented
They are very pigmented.
You just need a little
Right.
bit. I've worked with products where you have to
Keep going,
I mean,
going,
dig and
going,
dig and dig.
yeah.
And you don't want that look. You want it to be effortless, you want it to be flawless, and you want it to be clean too. So just kind of going in there, that already spices up kind of that eye look a little
Yes.
bit, gives it a little bit more. And then what I'll do is,
Look brighter.
they do. And that's what I love about it. So now I'm gonna go in, because we're going out a night on the town, girls with our husband, whatever. I'm gonna take one of these smaller brushes. This is what I use it for.
Okay, show her that one, the brush.
Oh, the
That
brush is
little
like a
one.
smaller
Okay.
one. And then we're using number 3. I'm just gonna kind of work it into this highlighter, and we're gonna go in with number 3, and we're gonna go right in the corners of the eyes.
I love it, how that looks.
Yes.
The light in there.
And actually that's what I did with mine today, just a little bit, because it is a summer day. I didn't want to be over the top.
Girl, I can always be over the top. You go right ahead.
My family will be watching this and be like, when is she not over the top?
Right, that's what I was kind of thinking, but oh my gosh, you guys have to know, Lexi does the most amazing Halloween makeup too. Like she does normal makeup, party makeup, wedding makeup, but her Halloween makeup is so cool if you ever want to have something special done for Halloween.
Thank you, I love it. I'm already like pulling out our Halloween decor. My husband was like, ma'am.
Right.
I'm like, you've seen nothing.
You're pulling out Halloween stuff and I'm pulling out Christmas stuff.
So now I'm gonna go in with like this thicker one. This is just my personal preference. It's a little bit thicker, as you can see,
I love
but it
that
still
one.
comes to a point.
I love that brush.
I love it. I'm gonna just take it
It just blends so
and
nice.
blend, yes. And you can kind of blend that in. Blend it in and out. And now take a look at the inner of your corners.
It just brightens your eyes.
It does. Brightens them up. It looks a little bit bigger. Another trick too is white eyeliner on the rim of your, or like on your waterline.
Okay.
Just a little bit, and then your eye will literally pop. That's why I don't like people to do too much black unless, for my wedding I did it, but I'm a dramatic person. I
Right.
love the drama.
Right.
So I did a very, very heavy black look on my eyes.
Right.
Of course, got so many compliments.
Right.
That's who I am. So I didn't do too much white on the bottom. I did a lot more black.
Okay.
It does tend to make the eyes look a little bit smaller, but when you want them to pop, that's when you'll bring this in.
Okay.
And you'll highlight that inner corner. And sometimes I even take it too and I just blend this outer corner a little bit out with some highlighter, and it makes everything look like it's coming up, that
Okay.
natural almond eye. We'll even take that, we'll go back in with number 4. I can't ever keep the numbers in order. And we'll just highlight right under the brow, just a little
Yes,
bit.
I think when I went under the brow with mine, I went a little heavy because I was rushing. But
Honestly,
typically,
it looks good, so you're good. Now another place that I really like to highlight, which we're gonna do on you. Okay, so I always put a little bit on the nose. I know that seems really weird.
The blush?
Yes, but it just gives
I
it.
like it like that when I do that.
It does, and it gives it just like a natural, like a little bit of like a sun effect.
Right.
Like you've been in the sun. You
I
feel
did that
fresh
yesterday, and I was
face.
like, oh, I like that. Looks like I got a little bit of sun.
And I love doing that. So then what we'll do is, we'll go back in with that fluffier, rounder brush, and then we're just gonna highlight the tip of the nose.
When you got a cute little nose, you can do that.
You can, girl.
I used to want a nose job when I was a kid.
No, don't.
I know. I was like, there's nothing wrong with my nose. There was other things, but my nose is fine.
Well, and then I go in on the bridge of the nose. It makes it look thinner too.
Yeah.
I mean, if people are struggling with their nose, something I really love to do, and I'll use one of the brushes to kind of point at it, but contour. You want to do
Right.
a
Tell
darker
us some
concealer.
about that, will you?
Yeah, so whenever you're contouring, what you're doing is you're trying to change the shape of your face without it being dramatic. So typically, you'll contour under where the blush goes, right in that jawline.
Now, when you say contour, is that the dark color?
Yes.
Okay.
So like I always use like a darker concealer
Right.
for that, and I like a cream base more
Right,
than
me
the
too.
powder base.
It blends
It blends easier. So you'll come in at that jawline, blend it going down. You'll come in under where we put the blush, so you can see where that blush is. You're gonna put it underneath more of that jawline, bringing it up.
Okay.
You're going to want to frame the forehead in these areas, and it's different for everybody's shape as well. And then you'll take it, and if you want your nose to look smaller, or depending on how you want it to look, you'll bring it on the outside and then down. You blend that all out, and then you take your lighter concealer and you'll fill in those spots. So the top, right in the forehead.
So I usually take the light concealer down, but I've never did the dark on the sides. I didn't know you were supposed to do that. Okay.
You can, if you're trying to change kind of the structure
Okay.
or hide any blemishes of the nose. A lot of people don't like their nose.
Okay.
I love my nose. I know that seems weird, but I do. And so I don't do a whole lot. I do
Yeah.
it just
Subtle.
right in here. Yeah, just to kind of elongate it a little bit. And then I also take my concealer, and normally when I do it with your cushion one, it's great because you just take it, put it on, kind of pat it out. But normally if you have like the concealer with the spin top on it and
Uh-huh.
everything, you'll take it whenever you're doing your makeup, everything wants to come out. Bring it out and up. It makes everything look
So
young.
pat up.
Yes, go pat it going up.
Okay.
Same with the blush. That's why you don't really want to focus on the apples too much,
Right.
because what happens is then it just sits there,
Right.
and then we're looking like our grandmothers in 1950.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I've been seeing.
Yes, those rosy cheeks. So I'll take a little bit more, number 4 again, just tap it a little bit, and then we're just gonna go right above that blush, and we're just gonna lightly tap some of that highlighter on. Again, with the highlighter, you just don't need a ton. It is so pigmented.
Pigmented, it
I mean,
is.
if you look at that, like
Yeah.
that is gorgeous, and that's not even blended out yet.
Yeah, look at that side compared to that side. I like that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put a little bit on this side for you.
So once again, we're just doing like a more of a lighter summer look. And then later on, as we get closer to fall, we will do another video with foundations. We'll work with the concealers and the, heavier makeup.
Which is my favorite time because
Right.
I love
do
the
some dramatic eyes.
Yes. Now, before we put some of your lipstick on, I also like to do my Cupid's bow a little bit. So you just come in here and you just highlight that top. I promise it doesn't look like a mustache.
That highlighter's you're using for everything.
I love it.
That's pretty.
No, I literally use highlighter. I even go through sometimes and I'll do right into my chest.
Right.
I'll highlight my, like,
Yeah, like it looks pretty like in the evenings, like here or right
Yes.
here. I'll just take my bigger brush and after I'm done putting my makeup on, put some there.
I want to look like a diamond
Right.
at the end of the day.
There you go.
So that's where I'm always going at. So going in with the lip gloss, it's number 5. I have quite a few of these.
She does.
I did buy a lot.
The lip glosses are
They're so
very
pigmented, they look gorgeous, and they last for hours. I think that when I do mine during the day, I only have to touch it up maybe 2 or 3 times a day, and that's working in the salon for 10 hours
Right.
plus a day. And that's even trying to quickly eat, use the
Right.
restroom, pull yourself together, get back to your next
yeah,
client.
they really do stay on.
They do. I mean, like, literally look at that. Like, how can you not? Gorgeous. So again, this is number 5. So we're just gonna go in. We're just gonna draw that in a little bit. A little goes a long way too. I like to start on the bottom because then it's easier to work the top in. So go ahead and rub that together for me.
Now that's just subtle. When I do it, I put a lot on, and it really does last.
Get you
So
one.
just so you know, we're gonna use one that I've already used. And the only reason is I wanted to show you that they're reusable, and it's been cleaned with soap and water, but it's so pigmented, it's waterproof, so it stays on, as you can see, even after washing that with soap and water. So this is which one is this? Confident. So this one's a little bit bolder, and then that one's a little
A little bit more subtle,
Yeah.
but because we're going out, we want to be a little bit more bolder. So like she said, I mean, it's not that it's dirty or anything, they're reusable. You can get thousands and thousands of uses out of it, which is great. Even when you run out of product and you need more, you're not going to have to reorder these over and over and over again, which is a huge thing, I feel like.
And just so you know, Lexi's gonna know how to do this perfectly, but when I do it myself, and I was just learning, so I'll look in the mirror down here, like, there's 10 different stencils in my kit. The chances of finding one that you're just gonna lay up there and it's perfect are slim to none. So what I do is I start with the front, I lay it down, and I only stamp that area, then I pull it off, and then I lay this down and I stamp my end. That works better for me, it's easier, and if you get anything out of line, you just take a little Q-tip and go around it.
So actually a lot of people do it that way, just because we're living in an era where a lot of people's towels, their brows are tattooed on, or they're getting them microbladed or threaded a little bit more to a shape. So that's actually a great way to do it. It does kind of help you just fill in where you need.
Right.
I do still tap this because it does hold so much product in it, which is great. But I am going to do that the same way that you kind of do
Okay.
it. We're going to start with your top. So you're just going to find, what's great about this is it tells you where you're going to be placing it. This is where the brow starts. This is the brow ridge, which is going to be right where that natural arch kind of plays in, and then the tail, which is going to be down in here. So you're just going to want to follow that. So we'll take this and we're just going to fit it right where hers already sits, and you're just going to take it and just stamp, and then you'll take it down. You're going to want to fill where that arch right there is, and then you just stamp it on.
And if you want, you can rub. If you want it heavier, you can rub it on. But so really, you guys, that's it. I mean, that's just like an easy, basic, day-to-day thing. Add your mascara and go.
So she does have a cleanser. You can literally, look how cute this is. It is a freaking cat. Like, I'm screaming. A cat. I can't. So sometimes a lot of people, they'll put it right on their brush. That's fine. You can work it in through your hand, rinse it off. This one, I believe you designed it to just put right in there, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So then you can just take it. We'll do it on a clean brush, but you just take it, kind of work it all the way through. You can tap it in there, cleans it right off.
And then they're sterile. They're sanitized.
And then they're clean too, which is really nice. So then you can go right to your next one. This is great to have if you're working a wedding, parties, just any kind of event. Also, something that I love to point out about this, because I've been dying to say it.
I love that.
You can use it all over your face as a mask.
That's so funny because I say the same thing. I don't know why it's called a mask because it's really just a thick emollient, but they call it a mask because it's so moisturizing.
Yes.
But if my face is dry at all, when my face is clean after I put my serums on, I just stick that all over my face.
I'm literally like,
I don't
rubbing
sell it
in.
like that because if you tend to break out, it probably is too much for you, but it's really awesome for you. Anyways, thanks guys for watching. I hope this helps you out a little bit more with the brushes and the products. And as we go into other seasons, we'll do more makeup tutorials with Lexi because obviously She knows a little bit
I
more
live
than
for
I
it.
do.
So,
Thanks, guys.
thank you.
Bye bye.